Alright, it's May 25th, 2020. My aquarium has been running for close to 2 years now. So a long overdue video update. I'm going to try using my iPhone this time instead of my Sony camera. I've got it on a little gimbal to help stabilize it. I'm kind of getting used to this thing. We'll see how it goes. So most stuff has grown in really well. I've had pretty good luck with most things. I've had all sorts of horrible pests, pretty much everything that you can get in the hobby, despite the fact that I had good intentions. Was gonna quarantine all the corals and had a frag tank downstairs. Frag tank got aptasia, algae, whatever, and kind of stopped using it, so things would go in here. Had aquarium flatworms, I had money-eating nudibranchs, so yeah, I had to fight all of that, and all of those are gone now. Required just lots of cutting of things and dipping and brushing. Nullifex works really well for the aquarium flatworms and for the money-eating nudibranchs. Turns out that just take out all of the monies you can and dump hydrogen peroxide all over them. And keep doing that like pretty much every week, every couple days, and using a toothbrush on them as well. Super aggressive, but it works. I'm at just about capacity with all the fish. Last few fish that I had, it seems to cause a bunch of chaos, so I think I'm gonna try and not add fish for a while now. This Watanabe and the rabbitfish behind him, there's interesting stories there. The rabbitfish was actually one of the smallest fish in here not too long ago, and it's a scribbled rabbitfish, which are hard to find. Usually you just get the 2 bars. The scribbled rabbitfish has just grown like crazy. And then the, who is now a male Watanabe, was one of the females. And I added, where'd he go? The Watanabe in the back there, sort of behind, well, swimming up a little bit closer, along the side of the glass. That was a male Watanabe, and when I added him, this one was a female, and just started getting super aggressive, gained stripes, and sort of forced the other into submission. And the other one has really light stripes now, but it almost reverted completely to a female coloration. Still got my resplendent anthias, still a big fan. There's a ventralis that's sort of hiding out in there too. I don't know if you can see her. She might come out here. I had more of them, but they were so small that they kept getting like sucked into the overflow and finding them all sorts of places, and it was a tough battle with, oh, there she is. Trying to get them to a reasonable size. I should have left them in a non-medicated quarantine for longer, and tried to get them to grow up a little bit before adding them to my display. Lesson learned there, but I doubt I'll do ventralis again. My tank tends to run pretty warm sometimes in the summer, so that's another reason why I don't necessarily want to have too many deep water fish in here. I'm not sure how the temperature will affect them over time. I could see like 81, 82 degrees at times. It usually comes down really quickly after peak hours when the lights stop or start ramping down. Go through a couple of the corals here. That's a green slimer in the back there. It's growing really well. Sort of to the right of that, you can see a reddish acro. It's a red planet, and this big red Goniapora here is the home to my 2 clowns. That's a Walt Disney sort of in the center there. To the left is a battle corals rainbow in Spain. That rainbow in Spain was the first one that I found flatworms on, and I had cut it back to literally just a nub. This thing grows like a weed. I'm convinced that it's probably the most aggressive acro that I've gotten in my entire tank. And then in front of it, that little thing is a battle corals backdraft table. In the middle, ASD rainbow millie. I don't know what that is, some sort of smooth deep water. Bill Murray Meliopora. It's all greened out because I had a phosphate spike at one point. Sunburst Monty and WWC Starfire, grafted cap, I think. Starfire, Sunfire, something like that. Avino, Monty. An Octospawn that I'm not really a huge fan of. I don't know, I'm not really big on Euphilia for the most part. It's the only one in here, and I've considered either moving it or rehoming it, but I think my wife and kid like it. The little straight frag in the middle there is a homewrecker frag. I just got that a week or 2 ago. It seems to be doing well so far. The pink thing that's growing out of the rocks in the back there is a Procorals rainbow. I had cut it all the way back, and actually that's grown from just a couple of a little bit of encrusting on the rock. Got a pink lemonade there that's just encrusting like mad. In fact, I've been aggressively trying to brush it away, but it seems like brushing it just spreads it even more. Just above it is a reef raft Euphoria, Fruitopia, I don't remember what it is now. And then back behind it is one of my Vivid Confetti frags. Actually got 2 in the system, got split. In front of the pink lemonade is one of those, it's a rainbow, but I forget what it is. It's kind of like Vivid Rainbow, but it's not. It's an offshoot of it. Tyree Blue Matrix there, and a nice pink Goni. This is kind of just a tannish Goni. I'm not really a big fan of it. I might move that down to my frag system. Another PC Rainbow. I have a bunch of frags of this I just need to get rid of. I don't have a frag rack. I'm not a big fan of frag racks, but I might have to run one here since my frag system is just all sorts of wonky still. I've got a couple frags hiding out behind the Goni, but it's kind of big, and on the gimbal it's kind of hard to show. All the way in the back there is a PC Superman table. It's really starting to color up nicely after being in my system for a while now. I guess it's happy. There's a, well, don't think I can show it too well. Sort of on the sand bed all the way in the back is a coral that I got from a friend. It grows super aggressively, and that's actually what the base of this on top of the rock is. It's all encrusted. This stuff is just super hard to kill off. I decided that I didn't want like a tall green-blue acro right in the front. I needed something to contrast the blueberry fields right behind it. So I went ahead and cut it off, but it's still encrusted, and I scrape it like every few days or I brush it every few days, and it still just grows like crazy. So I guess when your system's doing well, acros are just gonna be super resilient. There's a blooded pink tip back behind the blueberry fields, and I think this is a pink Floyd here. What do we got here? I think it's a F2M Chrome Illusions, and then back behind it is Arc Fireworks, Ultimate Shortcake, and behind that, I'm not sure, maybe a WWC Jello Shot. This is my only, well, it's supposed to be my only Zoa rock. So I got a little bit more over here, but for the most part, they're limited to this rock. And I've got snitches, rastas, oompa loompas. This, I don't know what it is. I can't show it with this, but I have like 2 polyps of pink diamonds, and I think that's about it there. But the snitches have just exploded in growth, and I need to figure out how I'm going to remove some of those and give them away. I don't know, we're in the middle of COVID, so getting rid of frags is not exactly easy to do right now. This is my favorite Goni in here. It's nice and flowy, and the color, I don't know if it's really picked up in the video, but it's just insanely green. And this one, along with this nice pink one with the yellow centers, both of these are from Living Reef Orlando. I really, huge fan of these two. I've considered moving them closer to each other by rehoming this Goni here and moving the pink one over. I keep forgetting the name. I think the pink one is Candy Apple, and I think the green one is a Hulk, or Incredible Hulk. In the front, that is an Event Horizon Millie, pretty rare these days. Fuzzy Rainbow from Greg's Corals. So is the Night Rider. 2 big frags of more battle corals, rainbows in Spain. And then this big thing here is, I think it's a Jason Fox of some sort, but I don't actually know what it is because the person I got it from didn't know either. Got 2 frags of RMF Superman stag back there. The greenish nub is a Matte V Topaz stag. And then that big blue one is an Oregon Tort. That's the real deal, and it's growing really well. It was actually located sort of in the back before, but during the flatworm episode, I cut it off and scraped off everything that I could from the rock, and it's been going great ever since. I don't remember the name of the red branched acro back there, and then I think in the way in the back there's yet another piece of PC Rainbow. The bushy acro hanging off the side of the rock is a Reef Vin. I've always been a big fan of that particular coral. And then the one that's sort of to the right front of it, it looks like Pinky the Bear, but it's not. I forget what it is. This is a WWC pink tip. The little nub all the way in the back to the right of the Vin is a red matrix. I don't know what that one in the center is. It's just something I got from a friend of mine. And here's the second Vivid Confetti in my system. The green tenuous back there is a JoJo's Rainbow. It's not rainbow at all. I don't know why it's got rainbow in the name. It's solid green, and some of the coralites are really bright green. So it's a nice looking green acro, but I've no evidence of seeing any other colors on it. It's a TSA Princess Peach there. I am not sure what this guy is, just because I've had a couple of things move around, and I don't know. I'll find out one of these days. I've got a bunch of names on paper, and as they grow out, I should be able to identify them. The little nubby thing is a Mat V hot mess. It gets super long pulps when it's a little larger and happier. I don't think it's particularly happy where it is, but it's doing okay. Hasn't grown too much since I got it. I've got a bunch of millies on this rock. Let's see, well, the left is not a millie. I forget what it is, but it kind of looks like a RMF Candyland. To the front and to the right of it is something that looks kind of like a shortcake, but it's not. In the back is a bubblegum prostrata from Greg's Coral. The millie that we're now looking at in the center is, what is this guy? RMF Acid Trip. Behind that, I don't remember what that is. And then the millie in the back, I think, is ASD Golden Millie. Behind the Candy Apple Goni is Mercury Rising Milliopora. It's sort of lost all the orange. In fact, I think it's getting too much light because it's pretty pale. And the polyps are really, really pale as well. Behind it is a bubblegum millie, and then in the back there's some sort of blue-green millie. I think I covered most of the corals. There's some sort of tort hanging out there in the back near the little chromie that just swam back there. Good shot of the Ventralis Antheus here. I was going to show my copper band, but I don't know where he's gone. Red velvet. He's flaring around. Oops. I'm wailing around the gimbal, all sorts of wrong here. Quitters, leopard wrasse, doing well. This is my super mean Potter's leopard wrasse. He does not like other leopard wrasses. He's kind of a jerk. He also bullied my Coral Beauty, and to move the Coral Beauty out. Although I think moving the Coral Beauty did me some favors, because may or may not have been pecking at polyps from time to time. Here's my copper band butterfly. That's my favorite fish in the aquarium right now. I've always been a big fan, and I got lucky and got one that is super aggressive at eating. I mean, like, he eats so aggressively that he clicks his teeth and makes all sorts of chomping noises when he's eating, and will just attack food and take food from other fish. That's super rare for a copper band. So yeah, things are going well. I'm just really waiting for everything to grow out more at this point. It's just you have to have a lot of patience to grow out acros, and then at some point, when they get to sort of critical mass, like the rainbows in Spain over here, it'll just be growing so fast you don't even know what to do with all the frags. I keep breaking off chunks of it, and it just keeps spreading all over the place. There's another little branch that I broke yesterday. You'll probably start encrusting there if I don't pick it up. I think I've got 6 responded antheus left. There's one who used to be the dominant male, now hides out underneath this rock because he lost an eye. He's still doing fine, but there's another that took over as the dominant male when he lost his eye. Eight-line flasher wrasse, Bellis angel. Females look a lot better than the males, so I'm glad I have a female. All right, thanks for listening to me ramble on about my livestock. Whoops. Man, this thing's not easy to use. Doesn't move. There's a little joystick on the gimbal, and unfortunately it doesn't move in the way that I think it should move, and I always move it the wrong way. I wish there was a setting to reverse it. Otherwise it's pretty handy to make sure that the shot isn't so shaky. Let me see if I can back out a little bit. You appreciate the entire aquarium. Pretty close. All right, see you next time. Thanks.